Hi Simone, my name's Simon from Little Big Marketing San Diego. You spoke to my brother Mark a little while ago about having this custom video done up for you to show you a little bit about the opportunity of a service that we specialize in called Search Engine Optimization, or SEO. You may have heard of it before. And what that is the process of essentially using your own assets, your own website, your own Google My Business account, to rank them on Google, to put your website or your assets in front of people searching Google for your services. So what I want to do is I'm going to break this video up into, first I want to show you the opportunity that exists in Los Angeles for architects, and then second I'm going to show you a little bit about how we go about the process of SEO to show you exactly what it is we do and how we do it, so you have a good idea in that. We believe in full transparency in our services, so I want to give you a look at that. Okay, so starting off, what I've done is I've typed in a keyword that I believe is relevant to you, Architect Los Angeles. And I'm just gonna, if I'm looking at the whole search results page here, the part that I'm most interested in is once we get below these kind of different bits and pieces here, we're going to see the organic search engine results section from here on down. So that's kind of what we're focusing on at the moment. The first company I came across, not directories like Yelp or Houzz or Arcello.com, I've chosen losangelesarchitects.com to show the opportunity. So this is their website here. And what I've done is I've put their URL into a tool we use called Ahrefs or Ahrefs, which basically takes a look at what they're doing in terms of SEO to help them rank. And it's what we use to use them as a roadmap to do the same. So first of all, I just want to point out that the opportunity exists here. Organic traffic, meaning the amount of clicks they get per month from the search engine results page, or from the organic search engine results page. So they're getting around 350 clicks on average per month. Now this tool is just an estimate, and in reality it's actually usually a lot more. However, even if it was only 357 clicks per month, if they were closing just 5 or 10% of that, they're looking at an extra 30 jobs, or at least 30 meetings. I know that your sales cycle is probably a fair amount longer than some maybe just home service businesses and things like that, like a plumber or an electrician. It might push out to a couple of months, maybe even 6 months plus for you, I imagine. But imagine having an extra 30 or so people contacting you a month about your services that you then get to put into your pipeline. So that's kind of the idea behind this and why it is so lucrative. But what I wanted to show you on top of this was I've clicked onto organic keywords here, and that means that's what this website that I'm looking at, Los Angeles Architects, these are the keywords that this website is currently showing for somewhere in the top 100 search results of Google. And you can see here, these are great keywords. So a keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for your product or service. You can see them on the left. We've got lots that involve specifically Los Angeles, which is, it's always good to have a local or a location modifier on top of a keyword. That's what we call this. Los Angeles is a location modifier because it means those customers are looking for someone specific. They're not just looking for architecture information or architectural designs and things like that. They're looking for someone in Los Angeles. Okay, so they're the keywords that I tend to focus on. So Los Angeles architecture might be looking for, might still be looking for buildings and things like that they want to see. So what I would focus on even more so is architecture firms. Okay, now we know where they're looking for a firm like yours. And we can see this one here, if you look at volume here, is how many times these keywords are searched for per month on average, on a rolling average. So architecture firms in LA, we're looking at 350 times per month. Los Angeles architecture firms, another 350 times per month. Architect, okay, so not architecture, an actual architect in Los Angeles, 350. So we've gotten over 1,000 search results now, people searching for architects or architecture firms in Los Angeles from now 1,000 people, over 1,000 people per month, okay? And we can see there's lots more residential architects, residential house designers, and so these are the keywords that we tend to focus on. So knowing that this opportunity is quite large in LA, which I would have imagined, I want to share with you a little bit about how we go about putting you in front of these people, okay? So getting you onto a page like this, so that when somebody types in architect Los Angeles, you want to be at the top here. Okay. So first of all, the three main areas that I like to focus SEO on is content, backlinks, and citation. And I'm going to sort of paint a little bit of a picture as I go here as to why content leads you to become the expert, backlinks endorse that content on your website, and citations grow your brand online. Okay? But I'm going to explain them a little bit more as I go. With content, what I'm referring to is words and images on your home page. Google likes to see at least 1,500 to 2,000 words on a home page because it wants to show people searching for a service the experts in that service. Okay, so if someone's typing in architect Los Angeles and it has 10 different people or 10 different businesses that it can show on Google, it's going to look for the ones with the content on their website to say this person is the expert in our opinion. Google is showing them who they believe is the expert. So 1,500 to 2,000 words is the sweet spot. It allows you to paint yourself as the expert. Okay. The other idea behind that is that you are able to then build those keywords into the content. You can take the guesswork out of it for Google. Google then knows you're an architect in Los Angeles or an architecture firm in Los Angeles. Okay, so we don't want Google to guess what you are. We're going to tell it exactly what keywords we want to rank for. Now, the other part of content on a web page is images. Now, you've got quite a few here. If you were to look across probably 80% of home service industries across the US and who is ranking on the top of Google, the average is between 50 and 80 images on a home page. You don't need 80 or 50 to 80 images, you just need more than your competition. They also need to be sized correctly and saved correctly as a keyword. So if I was to, if I can save this image and see what it was saved as, you can see there it's just U-beam tableside. Imagine if it was, if you included in this, Los Angeles architect. Again, Google's reading what those images are called. One thing that I know you'll probably hate because it's best to have, or it could be considered better to have professional images on your website, which is fine. Just make sure that when they do take those images that there is location embedded data on the image. Okay, so even if they're using a professional camera, most businesses I tell to just use their mobile phone. With you, it's probably a little bit different. So if you're using a professional image, professional photographer, make sure they have a GPS on their camera and can actually embed location data on the image, and then make sure that the file is optimized with the right keyword name, etc. Okay, that's going to help Google identify what the images are and where they were taken, and that is very important. Okay, so they're the main parts of content on your website. Now, what I want to do is compare it to this LA Architects or Los Angeles Architects. Okay, so you can see they've got quite a fair bit more word content. And a lot of people don't like to have just bulk amounts of content on their website like this. And I'm sure you're not any different. I can totally understand that. We come up with ways to design the website around the content so that it's not so overbearing as this. We tend to use things like accordions, to sort of hide some of the text unless the reader actually wants to view it. And different bits and pieces to get around this, but 1,500 to 2,000 words is that sweet spot. So you're going to have to get at least as many words as this person has on theirs to become an expert in this topic as well. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and then obviously more images than these guys. All right, so now we've got the content on our website. We're telling Google, hey, we're the expert. Now what we want to do is get some endorsements to also back us up as the expert. And they come in the form of backlinks. And so you can see I put your website into my tool here. And all the backlink is somewhere one website is referred to by another via a clickable link. Okay, so you've got 170 backlinks coming from 12 referring domains. The referring domain is just the website that it's coming from. Okay, now these backlinks act like an endorsement. Essentially, when one website links to another, it's saying, I endorse that content. I endorse that website and brand and business as the expert in this field. So we can actually look at the referring domains that are coming into you, and I can see you've got a couple of Squarespace sites, Office Furniture Heaven, maybe a couple of randomish ones down here, but only a few, right? So you're going to need more than this. And the way we know exactly how many you need is by using your competition. So this is how we use them as a roadmap. We can see they've got 67 coming from 48 referring domains. We can take a look at them, see exactly what links they've got, and we already know these guys are ranking. So using these links, we know that we can rank as well. Okay, but then we're going to go and get more. And now each link isn't actually created equal. Some are more heavily or more valued than others. The endorsement is more valued than others. So any links coming from topically relevant sites or industry relevant sites or location relevant sites offer a more valuable endorsement. So I'm going to go through and make sure I get every single one of those types. I'm going to leave the ones that are just, I saw one just here. Where was it? Keyword density checker. Not going to add any value whatsoever. Keywords and jargon, no value whatsoever. So I'm only going to get the relevant links for your site, but then also go and get more industry relevant, and that sometimes involves us having to reach out to webmasters of other sites and ask them, hey, can I get a link on your site? What's it going to cost? Or how do we go about, do we need to write an article for your website? Whatever it is, and that's what we do. Okay, we write articles on your behalf, which of course you get to review and edit and things like that if you want. But that's how we go about it. So that's how you're now going to get endorsements for that content, for your content, and for your website. Okay, so essentially, the more of these that you have, the more likely that you're going to be ranked on Google. And of course, if you've got more than this guy and they're all more valuable than what they have, you will outrank them. Now, the third tip I mentioned was citation. So something like, I'm just seeing if he's got any here that I can see clearly. Directory sites list. Okay, so a citation is anywhere your business name, number, and address is mentioned on Google, usually on directory listings like Yelp, Home Advisor, Triple B, your local Chamber of Commerce, Expertise, Angie's List, if I didn't say that already. There's literally hundreds of them. Okay, Real Estate Find. You might even be on things like Zillow or Realtor.com. As a preferred architect, things like that. They're the things that we try and get you on, get you in front of to pick up those users in that high end market. Okay, so citations typically help build your brand online. So if you see in most websites, including yours, you probably can't see this. Let me just show you here. It's got HTTPS, www, and if you didn't know what www stands for in URLs is World Wide Web. Okay, the internet is one big web. So what we're doing by giving you a whole bunch of content and painting you as the expert is saying to Google, show us to those people because we're the expert, but then we're building your web with backlinks and citations. We're growing it and growing it and growing it over time so that Google can see that huge web that you're creating, but also it becomes very easy for users to find you as well. So not only do we use those backlinks and citations, we also use social medias and tons of other accounts to produce branded content, press releases, news releases, all kinds of things. So it just depends on your goals and your preferred methods, which we would, if you were looking for something like this, we would just need to sit down and have a meeting, see exactly what your revenue goals were, exactly what your target client looks like, and your target locations, and we would build a strategy to fit within that. So I hope that kind of answers some questions for you about SEO. The last thing I wanted to mention is that people looking for quick work, what we tend to utilize is Google Ads. Okay, these are a pay-per-click ad and can be very lucrative short term. So SEO is a long-term strategy about building your brand online. Okay, managing your brand. So I know that you offer some brand personality ideas with your with the architecture that you create. So we kind of do the same thing. We build your architecture or your I don't know what the phrase is, but we build your online architecture, I guess, and then we fill it with all quality and authoritative content to push around. But so that all takes quite a long time, and usually you won't see any sort of meaningful results for 3 to 6 months, depending on the competition. Okay, so for you it may not be quite so long, but that's the reality of SEO. So in the short term, we use potentially pay-per-click advertising, Google here. with Google here, and that generates short-term revenue and usually pays for the SEO campaign, and then obviously and then some. Okay, especially if you are landing jobs, in your industry with the high ticket value, these can be very, very, very lucrative. So I hope that I hope this all answers a few questions. Again, if you want to go to the next stage and just organize a meeting with myself, please just feel free to reach out via email, or if there's any other information you'd like. I help people choose companies to work with for their marketing if I'm not the right fit for them, just by making sure that they're going in the right direction. So more than welcome to ask any questions at all like that. I think Mark said that you're having a meeting with someone tomorrow, so please feel free to reach out and just ask any questions. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.